So, for starters, the build that I'm using is 61 into Riftblade, then 15 into Warlord, and 0 into Tempest. And even though there are no points in Tempest, that 0 in really plays a big role just to have Shock Pulse. Alright, so for the macros that I'm using with this build, I've been trying to organize these a little better. Alright, so for my spam ability, as I usually do, I put the ascended abilities first, but past that, in order, it goes from Stone Shield, which is an actual ability, then Burst Synergy, cast Eye of the Storm, Rift Strike, scroll down, then Rift Spear, skip those two, Searing Strike, Shock Pulse, and then I have Break Free there, so it's automatically used. Alright, next is the finisher that I use, and it's just cast Fiery Burst and cast Icy Burst. And Fiery Burst will boost Icy Burst, as seen here. Enemies damaged by Icy Burst while under the effects of Fiery Burst take 6, 12, or 18% of attack power as air damage based on attack points used. So it's important that you pay attention to those. Alright, so for the charge, I have Into the Breach, Rift Walk, and Rift Travel. And Rift Travel is more when I'm trying to escape. If there's no one that I have targeted, then it'll automatically start to use Rift Travel, which is my caps lock button, like so. And voila. And for the last macro, we have a stun, which is Rift Barrage and Wind Spear. And one of these will be instant cast while the other is actually a ground target AoE. So you might want to pay attention to that. Let me just bring them back up. I may have moved, hopefully not too fast. Just go through them briefly once more. And you can pause the video just to make sure that you see everything that it is that you would like to add in there. Alrighty. Now for our buffs. Now there are a few different buffs that you can use with this build here, but the two that I typically keep are Avatar of the Rift for my Avatar spell, and Avatar of the Flame. So either one of these is, for me, seem to be more beneficial to have. And Avatar of the Rift enhances elemental ability damage by 25% in addition to reducing power cost of abilities, so you don't run out of energy quite as quickly, or power in our case. And Avatar of the Flame, ability hits have a 35% chance to deal 3,252 fire damage back to the attacker. So you deal more damage with either of these two. Honestly, I am not sure which one would be more beneficial, but I personally tend to stick with Avatar of the Rift. And Blade of the Ascended is going to be your blade spell regardless. It's got the most with it. It grants you all of the other blade abilities and increases the damage of your Rift Blade abilities, as well as reducing the power cost of your non-physical finishers. So, gonna go over a quick rotation with you guys as far as what I choose to do. And I will typically try to start off a fight with Rift Implosion, which after 8 seconds deals a particular amount of air damage, which is 6,100 for me, and that damage is increased by 5% for each stack of Implosion Surge that you have on the enemy, which is put on the enemy by using elemental abilities or Riftblade abilities. So start with that. Then I will try to use Frost Strike, and then go into my spamming. And then after I have gained my 5 or my 3 attack points, I will use a finisher and Flame Spear to add a dot to the enemy. Fiery Burst will add its damage dot as well as Flame Spear. And then I will, depending on the situation, use Rift Storm with my next finisher, as my next finisher, and then Icy Burst afterwards. So, and of course, depending on how the battle is going, you will switch up your playstyle just a little bit here or there. You start with a stun or a charge or whatever the case may be. So here we go. But yeah, that's a basic rotation for me. And just so you guys can kind of see the idea of how the damage is from range, and it does have a 30-meter range on it. So yeah, it does pretty effective damage from melee and or range. But yeah, I mean that is the basics of this build. Hopefully this was helpful, and I hope the build does work for those of you who are brave enough to try it. It is definitely not the best build or the best soul to play out there, but it definitely does have its own place inside of PvP. So I hope you guys enjoy.